Hi, everybody. This is Tim Hinton from Marching Arts Education, and we are here to talk about the Phantom Regiment and how to audition. It's going to be really great and interesting information. With me today, David Warren, the corps director. David, how are you?
Great, Tim. Thanks for having me.
And also here, the Horn Sergeant from the Phantom Regiment, Kevin Bellabradic. Kevin, how are you?
Good. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thank you guys for being here. So, Kevin, we were back this year after a whole year off. What did it feel like to be back on the field?
It was a surreal experience coming back to Phantom Regiment. The like most vivid experience that I recall was in the weeks leading up to it. You know, we had gone through months and months and months of virtual camps, video camps, everything over Zoom, and leading up to the first day we were going to move in Evansville, Indiana, knowing that we were going to see everybody for the first time and how long it had been since that had happened, it didn't feel like it was real, and it continued to not feel real until maybe the second night we moved in. And okay, we've been there for a few nights, but until then it felt like something that wasn't happening yet. So when it was finally all put together and we finally got to see everybody out on the field and in person, it was something surreal and something that I will treasure having the opportunity to do in the year of COVID.
So, David, the regiment made a huge splash this summer. I mean, clearly it seemed to me they were, if not the most popular group out there on the field, one of them. You redid a show that everybody loved. Everybody was so excited, crazy ovations. Drum Corps is back. How did that feel to have the Corps be so well loved this summer?
It really was an indescribable feeling, especially after what Kevin was talking about. We had just been waiting so long. And I think that's really something that made the summer even more special, which propelled us to have those type of performances, was we were waiting so long. And, you know, every year you sit and you talk to everybody in November, December, January, it's like, just wait. When May comes, we're going to be doing this, we're going to be doing parades, the show's going to be on the field, it's going to be exciting. Well, we had to say that to these members for well over a year. And so I think that excitement build up was just incredible. I will tell you, the member leadership was just out of this world, and what they did to help put the summer together. And they were really the ones that drove the bus and getting us out there and making it what it was. So I think just the overall anticipation, the true meaning of hard work, and getting the reward at the end of that hard work, I think could not be any more true than what we did this past summer.
So, Kevin, we're going to be talking about the audition process for this next season, and you can do a virtual one or an in-person one or a combination. We're going to explain that in just a minute. But Kevin, why should somebody march Drum Corps, and why specifically the Phantom Regiment?
Someone should march Drum Corps because it's undoubtedly, I think for anyone that marches, it's the most life-changing experience of their life. I mean, the person that you are going into the activity and the person that you are coming out of the activity are completely different. And that's not just in respect to you as a performer and you as a musician. It changes you as a person. You know, Drum Corps makes great people before they make great musicians, or then before they make great performers. On top of that, it's the most fun you'll ever have. It's the closest group of people that you'll ever have. You'll make your lifelong friends there, as I have. It truly is the best summer I've ever had, the best few summers I've ever had. And specifically Phantom is my home. Phantom's the home to I think everyone that comes in contact with it. We're a family through and through, and you know, we make shows that they make people feel something more than anything else. So if you want to be a part of a show that makes the audience feel something, and you want to be a part of a world-class organization who are also your best friends in the world, I think Phantom's the place to be, and it will be the place for me for the rest of my life.
Well, as a regiment alum, I can tell you that it has been a part of my life, my whole life. I marched a long, long time ago, but what you're saying is true. The friends that I made in Drum Corps are still friends now, and it changed me as a person. So it's spectacular. We're going to be back to talk in just a moment about the virtual audition process that's possible this year, and also the in-person auditions and what that's like. You ever wonder what it's like to audition for a Drum Corps? We're going to talk about that in just a moment. Hi everyone, it's Tim Hinton from Marching Arts Education. I'm back with the Corps Director from the Phantom Regiment, David Warren, and the Horn Sergeant from the Phantom Regiment, Kevin Bellabradic. So David, this year, people have an opportunity to audition for the Phantom Regiment virtually. I think that's really interesting process. Tell us about how that's going to work, please.
when we first thought about it, it was like, why not? We had a program last year that was all virtual, no in-person camps at all leading up to the summer, and we were obviously very successful with that. And it was like, well, why not? Let's give everybody the chance, no matter where they are, no matter where they're from. Maybe they can't afford to travel right away, or they need to save up for travel. Let's give everybody an affordable option to be a part of the Phantom Regiment. And so we thought, why not? Let's just do the video. And so we're launching the video auditions, or they've already been launched, excuse me, and they're running through October 8th, and you have a chance to do that first round audition, get some feedback, and then show up to an in-person camp, really with a heads up over everyone else who didn't do the video audition. You've already received feedback, you know what you need to work on, you already kind of have a foot in the door without actually ever being there. And we think it's going to be a great thing. I mean, why not? You pay a small amount of money to get feedback from really the best educators in the United States and really the world, if we're being honest. And so I think it's going to be a great opportunity for everybody, no matter where you are, what your situation is. Come out and audition. I will say, even past the October 8th deadline, you can still submit a video audition. You just don't need to expect it to arrive on the same timeline that we have set up in the audition packet, as in receive your feedback by October 22nd and kind of have an idea of where you would fall in your section. So if you decide to video audition after October 8th, great. We still invite you to. We want you to before our in-person camps start, but just it won't be really on the same timeline as everybody else that turned them in by October 8th.
So if somebody's watching this right now and they think, I want to be as cool as Tim and Kevin and David, who are all regiment alumni, I have to include myself, guys. I'm a regiment alumni. So what would they do? Where do they go to get the information? And what kind of stuff do they have to expect to sort of send in as part of their audition?
It's very simple, regiment.org/audition, and we've got a lot of FAQs there for you to look at. We've got your financial information of what you can expect for this next summer. Little taste of what maybe the tour is going to be like. The tour hasn't been published yet, but we have a little bit of information of what maybe it could look like and how it may be different from 2021. And we actually also have a place where if you have something getting in your way from auditioning, we're just calling it an audition barrier, whether that be financial problems, travel problems, there's a form you can fill out, and we will try to make it possible to find someone to cover at least your video audition fee. So if that's something you're struggling with, if you think, maybe I'm not right for the Phantom Regiment, I'm not doing drum corps, I can't afford the audition, fill out that audition barrier form and somebody will reach out to you and we'll see what we can do to try to get you there.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that you're taking care of everybody in that way and want everybody to have the opportunity. Hey, Kevin, we're going to be talking about the actual in-person auditions in just a moment, but I want to ask you, next season is especially exciting because it's the 50th anniversary of Drum Corps International. So I think there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, certainly. I remember saying it my first year, being excited that I knew my age out was going to be the 50th anniversary, being that it is a historical organization and being that Phantom Regiment itself is a historical organization. They're both kind of woven together. Phantom wouldn't be here without DCI, of course. So I'm excited to be a part of that history, be a part of that 50th anniversary, and hopefully, as I'm a part of it, get to learn maybe more about Phantom's history, DCI's history, and everything that's been a part of those 50 years leading up to now.
Well, it's fantastic. I am very excited about the 50th anniversary season, and I think everybody that loves drum corps, everybody that loves marching in any way, thinks it's going to be a really special event. So we're going to be back in just a moment. We're going to talk about what it's like to do an in-person audition at any corps, and specifically here at the Phantom Regiment. So Kevin and David will be back and at the next segment, and thanks for talking to me. Hey everyone, it's Tim Hinton from Marching Arts Education. I'm a Phantom Regiment alum, and here we have the Phantom Regiment Corps Director, David Warren. David, how are you doing?
Great, Tim. Thanks for having me.
And the Regiment Horn Sergeant, Kevin Velobrodik. Kevin, how are you?
Good, thank you. Happy to be here.
So you probably wonder, what's it like to audition for a drum corps, especially if you go in person? How exciting would it be to be around all of those people in that organization? So David, tell us about when is the regiment having in-person auditions this year?
So we're looking for our first in-person audition camp to be the weekend before Thanksgiving, actually. And Now, of course, we've got some housing things that we're working out. We do have a lot of people that have worked with us in the past that are excited to work with us again. But we're looking for that first weekend in November, and really, really excited that we're going to be able to have this opportunity for everybody this year, because you get to experience regiment in the audience and get that Phantom Regiment experience, but there really is nothing quite like going to an in-person camp and feeling that regiment energy and getting that experience. And I know Kevin knows about that firsthand from getting to do this for a few years now.
Yeah, certainly. As a returning member, of course, auditions are something I look forward to every single day. It's the moment where I get to see all my, greatest friends I've ever had, and however many days it's been after the last day at over the summer, it feels like only a day has passed since seeing them. All the inside jokes are still there. It feels like we never left. But especially as for new members, for those who are auditioning for the first time, there's still a whole lot to look forward to if it is your first time auditioning. Let's say that you're mainly going just for the experience, just to get some feedback. It's a great way to get that feedback. We have some of the best educators in the world, and even just submitting a video, coming to in-person camps, you're going to get more feedback in that weekend than you might have gotten in a whole year back in your normal day-to-day life. It's a moment where you could possibly meet, the best friends you'll have for the rest of your life. And we try to make it as an inclusive an organization as possible. We welcome everybody. We try to bring everyone in as soon as they get there, and be welcoming to all people. And so it's an exciting moment for those who are there for the first time, because you never know who you're going to meet, and the friendships you'll make there at that first camp, and the memories that could be made. And I remember my first time being there. I was so excited to finally stand next to the people that had inspired me to be a part of the activity. I'd looked up to Phantom all of my years before finally getting up the guts to audition, and standing in the arc next to the people who had inspired me to be there was a surreal experience. And Phantom always does a great job at the first few auditions of playing something or getting to do something that you saw as somebody who wanted to audition, you always wanted to do. At my first camp, we played Canon, I think, or something like that. And so you get to be a part of those really special things that are special to the organization, even at just your first camp. So there are so many things to look forward to.
So I think someone who's thinking about auditioning, maybe they're like, well, I don't think I'm nearly good enough to be in this corps, or I'm scared to show up there without it knowing anybody. So what do you guys do, Kevin, to make people feel comfortable right away and bring them in to, into the fold, even if they're just for an audition?
Well, first, I think it's most important to understand that this is an educational experience. Camps are for you to learn what it's like to be in an organization like this, and what it's like to go through a day in the life of a Phantom Regiment member, what it's like to go through that many rehearsals in that day, and or in that weekend. And so it's not expected to be perfect right out of the box. It's not expected to be able to play everything, move like the people that you see who have been there for a number of years. I mean, it's completely understood that this is a learning experience. And so, I just say do the best that you can leading up to auditions. Get the packet, practice as much as you can. But after all, you're there to learn from some of the best educators in the activity in the country, and not to show up having already known everything, because that's not exactly what this activity is about, and that's not exactly what this first audition is like. You want to be there, you want to learn, you want to soak everything up, and don't expect to be perfect the first time.
So David, where does someone go to find out about the virtual audition and the in-person audition?
So very simple. So you can go to regiment.org/audition, and it's got all the information possible that you can imagine. It's a place for you to sign up. We've got FAQs. We have financial information for the entire summer, a little hint at maybe what the 2022 tour is going to be like. It's all there on that page. You can even find all the staff that we have, instructional staff, design staff, and more. So regiment.org/audition.
Kevin, David, thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you so much, Tim.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Tim, and I'm here with Kevin Bellabrodick, who is the Horn Sergeant at the Phantom Regiment Drum and Bugle Corps. Kevin, I want to know, what are these things over on the wall next to you? They look like they have something to do with the regiment. Can you explain those to us?
So this top one up here, it's actually been a while since I've gotten it down. This was just a postcard I got during COVID. Stay healthy, all those things. It was just kind of something we got in the mail as members of the organization. It was just kind of a memento of, like, you know, keep your head up during these tough times. I think we got it in like the peak of COVID. Yep. And so that was kind of really special for me. Just getting to, you know, because all around it are these old photos of Phantom back in the day, back in the 80s, 90s, and probably before too. And it's like, you know, when everything was not going too well, you could kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel and kind of remind yourself of the incredible organization that you're a part of and what the virtual camps were all for and what the struggles were all for, and that eventually someday it was all going to pay off. And of course, in a wonderful way, it did for us in 2021. And then the other two, this is a number ahead from a triathlon recently. You can consider that drum corps training, if anything. And then this over here is the Mark Glasgow Member of the Year Award that was given to me in 2021. Probably my most proud accolade I've ever received, and perhaps the most meaningful thing that I've ever received, because that award is given out, of course, to who the staff consider Member of the Year. But I think what's so special about it is that it's not just the educational staff that are the ones that decide that award. It's the staff on the food truck, it's the staff, it's the volunteers, and they don't care how good you are on a field. They don't care if you can play in tune, if you can march in time. They care about the important stuff in the activity, and that's all the other things. And so that meant the world to me, as you can imagine.
Congratulations. Thank you for telling me about that. The fact that a drum corps person would also have the ability to run a triathlon is not shocking, but I still think that's really impressive. So all of those things are wonderful. I have to tell you, this is one of my most prized possessions, which is my Phantom Regiment Middle Horn of the Year Award from way back in the early 80s when I marched, but I always keep it right here because I'm proud of it and because I want everybody to remember that, you know, the regiment is an important part of my life, and then this work I do in the marching arts, the regiment is a key part of it and sort of launched it, quite honestly. So that's very cool. Thank you for explaining all that, and congrats again on that award.
Thank you so much.